started. Enough said.
Right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes before people trickle on in. I know it's Friday. Ain't nobody got paid. It's not even the end of the month yet, so I can't even use that excuse that you just got paid because we're all in the same boat waiting for the first. So yes, welcome. Today's topic is gonna be very, very interesting. Rocky Leo, hello. Much love. Ava, hello. Love you too. I really do. Kaylin, we back. Man, you have been missed, my guy. You have definitely been missed. Yes. So yeah, it's Friday night. I ain't gotta go to work. Hey, Sharon. I'm doing this without you today, girl. Miss you. Um, happy Friday, Tiff. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining T.D.T Talk, where we constantly tell you the damn truth. Oh, Rocky Leo. Okay, Crystal, welcome. This is, I think, your first time ever tuning in, so welcome. So tonight, y'all, Sharon is not going to be here this Friday due to prior engagements. So, yeah, y'all are stuck with me. And you know, Sharon is my conscience. She's that nice little angel that sits right here and tells me to be censored and keep it reeled in. So, we're going to see how this works tonight. Hey, Melissa. Hey, bestie. How you doing? Hope school is going well for you. Shout outs to my best friend who is in school right now, and she is getting her degree in music. So music engineering, if I'm not mistaken. So shout outs to you, Rachel. Y'all, buckle up because tonight's show is going to be very interesting. We will be talking about cancel culture. All of y'all have heard about it. We done canceled a few people, and we're going to talk about that today and just how that can affect us as a culture, how that affects us as a community, and how it affects the individual being canceled. So typically you guys would hear Sharon right now, so use your Sharon imagination and hear her voice. But our disclaimer, we do not own rights to the characters, video clips, music, and images played in this broadcast. They belong to their owners for entertainment purposes only. No copyright infringement intended. Also, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, education, and research. And T.D.T. So fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So buckle up. We're about to be talking about some heavy stuff today. Just the cancel culture. So just briefly, I want you guys to let me know. Do y'all know what cancel culture is? Can someone give me a nice little clickety clack? And we can go from there. I want to see what your intake is on the cancel culture. So anybody, what is your take on the cancel culture? Hey, Shanada, welcome, cousin. How you doing? How grandmama doing? All the cousins. Yeah, sorry, y'all. Sharon's not here, so I'm going to be just a teeny weeny, just a little off the chain. Just buckle up. That's all I can say. You don't understand it, Kay? The more research that I did on this, it was very interesting. Yes, but so we have Crystal, yes, but people cancel everyone and everything. You're damn right. You breathe wrong, they cancel you. You say something, they cancel you. So the one thing that really made me want to talk about this topic is, where does cancel culture and freedom of speech Where's that line? And the reason why I wanted to know is y'all, most of y'all that know me or have grown to know me and love me or hate me here on YouTube or Facebook, y'all know I say whatever comes out of my damn mouth. It really no filter. So the one thing that I know that the United States is built on, quote unquote, is freedom of speech. We have all of these freedoms, yet cancel culture kind of infringes on that specific freedom that we're allotted, being the freedom to say whatever the hell I want to say within reasons. So, just to give you guys a little outline, cancel culture, or also known as the call out culture, is a modern form of ostracism in which someone is thrust out of social or professional circles, whether it be online, on social media, or in person. Notably, many people claim to have been canceled often remain in power and continue their careers as before. So, what does that mean? What does that mean? If you do something bad enough, they gonna shun you like nobody business. But oftentimes people still remain in the same power that they had when they made the comment. Former President Donald Trump said a lot of things that really made my soul clench. Like you say whatever comes out your mouth, and they never hired you a publicist or a social media expert, but he said what he felt, and he felt what he said, and be it racism, be it bigotry, he said what he wanted to say, and he was on Twitter more than a 16-year-old girl. He stayed, lived, eat, breathed Twitter. That's always where his platform to spew his beliefs was utilized at. So one thing that I found interesting, the chair of linguistics of African American at the University of California, Santa Barbara, Miss Ann Charity Hudley, did an interview in which she quoted, "When you see people canceling Kanye, canceling other people, it's a collective way of saying we elevate our social status, our economic prowess, excuse me, and we're not going to pay attention to you in the way we once did. I may have no power, but the power I have is to ignore you." And I thought that was really interesting because, as we all know, entertainers, they're paid by us. They're paid because we go to their concerts. I don't know how many people are going to concerts now with this coronavirus and its ghetto cousin, the Delta virus. I don't know. But concert sales, ticket sales, CD sales, anything that they have promoting themselves, we, the consumer, are paying for them to live these laps of luxury. And it just trips me out that, say what you want to say, if you're a CEO, you may get a little slap on the hand, but you're still in power. However, the one thing I have noticed here lately, depending on what you say, especially geared towards people of the LGBTQ plus community or Black Lives Matter, anything dealing with racism or your sexual orientation or preference or identity, they are not only canceling you, but some of these people are going even as far as removing your work. So then it also had me wonder, do you guys think that the cancel culture should cancel the individual for their behavior so that they can't make anything moving forward? Or do you think that as a society, we struggle with canceling the individual but still appreciating the work? What are y'all thoughts? Anybody chime in? I just want to see. Do you think the cancel culture should cancel the individual or the individual and their work? Give y'all a few minutes. These young kids nowadays want to cancel everyone and everything. Definitely agree with that. Definitely going to touch back on that. Crystal says canceling the person. I agree. Um, these y'all know I don't call them millennials. I call them generation whoops. Um, these new age children's these new age children are they have a sense of entitlement. And when I say a sense of entitlement, meaning if it goes against their belief or doesn't make them feel happy in that little safe space, they will do everything in their power to cancel you, not understanding the ramifications that this culture can do not only to the individual, but to their livelihoods. Again, you do something you ain't supposed to do, your ass should be held accountable. And that's what the cancel culture initially was presented to be, a platform in which people of power were held accountable for their sexist behaviors, were held accountable for their racial injustices, viewpoint standings, any of that, classism, colorism, all of that. If you said anything in a negative or derogatory manner, the cancel culture was a way to hold you accountable for the stuff that you said. So I'm seeing a lot of people are saying the individual. It should definitely be the individual being held accountable. And if you did some crazy shit, you definitely should be held accountable. Tiffany says they fail to realize these people and things they are canceling are a part of history. Most definitely. The influence and history around the individual and or their work have influenced the growth within our society. Love that. So let's stop right there because we are going to see, if you guys saw the flyer, you know I'm about to talk about Mr. Pied Piper himself. What he did, and again, T.D.T does not promote the illegal acts that Robert Kelly, also known as R. Kelly, the Pied Piper, the king of R&B, we do not condone the behaviors and the things that he did to these young girls, these young women, and from news reports, a young man as well. We'll touch on that a little later. However, and I was talking to someone and they made it very interesting. They made a very interesting point. A lot of artists use their music as a form of therapy. And if y'all can travel back in time with me to when the late and great princess of R&B, Aaliyah, put out her first album, that album was titled Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. All of y'all was singing it. We all were singing it. We were all young. Some of us were, right in that early adulthood years. But we were all singing a lot of the songs that were presented on that track. Then we also knew R. Kelly produced and wrote a lot of the songs on her album. And if you look closely, he was snitching on his damn self. Age ain't nothing but a number. We go back and forth. So you were battling a demon. Y'all were going back and forth on if what you were doing was appropriate or inappropriate, or, you knew you were in a compromising position. However, and you continued to do it. Usher, great album, 8701, Confessions, good album as well. He told all about his infidelities throughout that whole song and made millions. Notably one of the greatest albums that he put out. Beyonce and Mr. Jay-Z. Again, Beehive, don't come for me because I'm not sending for y'all's ass, but I'm going to say that Infidelity with Becky with the Good Hair gave them individual albums. So that was 101. And then collectively, they did an album with the Carters. So that was, three, I was about to say four. That was 3 albums in which they profited off of their story, what happened to them, how Beyonce felt, how Jay felt, all of that, and made money. So a lot of artists, if you listen closely, they're telling you what they're doing. And sometimes they're unconsciously snitching on themselves because you've been in that predicament. We loved Bump and Grind. We love the remix to Ignition, Hot and Fresh Out Your Kitchen. I don't care what nobody said, that damn thing was a bumper. And for many of us that grew up in my era, we all walked down the damn aisle to I Believe I Can Fly. It was a wonderful soundtrack on Space Jam, and we all had a continuation, graduation ceremony. That was good artistry. However, the artists struggled with their own demons. And then Kay said he's been explaining what type of man he is for years. And he definitely did. This stems back from 1995. And they said, if any of you guys watched that documentary, they said that when he was just starting out making his first album, which I want to say was 12 Play, want to say it was 12 Play if I'm up on my music. If I'm not, somebody comment what his first album was, but I want to say it was 12 Play. But he would send his entourage out there to local high schools that he was familiar with and scout young females. So he's been telling you from day one, I'm a perv, been a perv, gonna continuously be a perv until I'm caught. He originally got charged with something. I don't care if any of y'all have never seen that sex tape. That was that man. That was him. He was in that tape. You can't tell me that wasn't him. And oh no, it was born in the 90s. Okay. So then was 12 Play next, Rach? Was 12 Play after that one? I don't give a damn. 12 Play was a good ass album. Great album. Um, but he's been telling you. So if you follow the artistry, you can tend to tell if the person has suffered from depression. You could tell by the brush strokes from artists, painters. They let you know they're pouring out what they're battling with or whatever feelings or strong emotions that they have into their artistry. And for the Pied Piper, it was writing for Aaliyah. It was writing his own songs that kind of gave us a little eerie feel because even the kids were bopping to it. So I also wanted to talk about who's been affected by this cancel culture. Who's been affected by the cancel culture? So we know Harvey Weinstein was affected by the cancel culture. It was presented all these travesties that he did behind the scenes, and it was brought to light. Not only is the cancel culture bringing stuff to light, it's also allowing room for receipts. People are coming with receipts. They got a whole laundry list of what's been going on, what you've done, and how you've done it. The next individual was Bill Cosby, who was recently released. And that was due to some technicalities, charging and holding him accountable when he entered a plea agreement. So his lawyers was like, yep, let's go ahead and get that freedom bell. So the one thing that kind of bothered me with the Bill Cosby ordeal is instead of holding him accountable solely, he did jail time. He owed as hell. There's no more Jello pudding. He can't do nothing. That man can't do nothing else. But then again, we can't put nothing past anybody in the current society that we live in. So when everything came out and he was found guilty of all of that stuff, they went on to take away the Cosby Show. And, how many of you guys just put a like in there, raise your hand, leave a comment, say me, show some love, put up some hearts, something. How many of y'all grew up and watched the damn Cosby Show? Because I watched the Huxtables. I watched it. I loved the Cosby Show. But for me, and pretty much a lot of people out there watching, if you're watching currently or watching this video later, the Cosby Show provided an insight for many of us that some of us didn't have the luxury of having a dual parent home. So for me, I was able to see what it looked like to have a Black father who was a professional and went through some real life Black ordeals. Like, I knew what it was like to be peer pressured into gangs. I knew what it was like to be peer pressured into smoking that herbal essence, drinking, sneaking out the house, my first kiss, my mother being disappointed in me. So the Cosby Show was very relatable. But by canceling the Cosby Show, I feel like that did not just cancel him. There were a lot of actors and actresses that made a way. The Cosby Show made a way for them. So when we use this culture of the cancel culture and we just eliminate everything Cosby's, that's erasing, Keisha Knightley. That's Tempest. And she went through her own struggles. Felicia Rashad, all of that, like that's canceling them as well. And they had no parts in, his behavior behind the scenes. So let's go to some of these comments. Tiffany says, yes, he sure was. He was letting everyone, or he was telling everyone his secrets through his music from day one. Definitely. YouTubers and sports announcers, none of his work has been canceled. Harvey Weinstein, no, none of. I don't know if that's who you were talking to about, Kay, but Harvey Weinstein, his work has not been canceled. Has not. Nothing has been removed, shelved, put in the archives. None of that. So Crystal was saying YouTubers and sports announcers have been canceled lately. Definitely. We got F. Bill Cosby. Uh, Melissa, you've watched every episode, so have I, and probably went back and watched a few more. Hello, babe. Welcome, Rachel. Miss you, boo. Miss you. Can't wait till you come home. Um, so then we go ahead and we also talk about R. Kelly. We already know the story. We'll get onto a little bit more of that just a little bit later. But R. Kelly, he's been the Pied Piper since the dawn of time. And anyone that knows the history of the Pied Piper, music, that little flute was their way to entrance the children. And I'll be damned if R. Kelly did not follow the true meaning and definition behind the Pied Piper. And then Kevin Spacey, that dude has always given me the creeps. Like, I don't care what movie, show, interview, just his overall aura was very discomfort. It was very just unsettling. I don't know. He just weirded me out from gate. So when his story came out about him touching on young boys at all these celebrity parties and things like that, and engaging in sexual behavior, sexual and deviant behaviors, I was not really surprised. Um, but these individuals faced allegations of rape, sexual assault that became impossible to ignore. So Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Kevin Spacey, all the information that was presented around these individuals, it made it very hard to ignore. We could no longer sweep it under the rug, like we ain't gonna talk about it for right now. Like he's a creative genius. No, that wasn't working anymore. Um, and these individuals were charged with crimes for their offenses. They have all effectively have been canceled. Weinstein and Cosby, because they are now convicted criminals. Kelly, who's currently in court, he was in prison awaiting trial, but he's currently week one, I think, is over. And Spacey, because while all charges against him were to date have been dropped, the industry is like, bro, you too tainted, you too messy. No, we don't want no ties with your ass a part of anything that we're presenting. The backlash from that alone is going to be chaotic. So, okay, I'm gonna come back to that. We definitely gonna touch back on that. But he said only Black folks' works was canceled. Definitely agree. Kevin Spacey movies still play on regular network like clockwork. I just saw one on Saturday watching Hulu, and a Kevin Spacey movie came on. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, bro, I get that the charges were dropped. However, you have victims. Whether they recanted the story or whatever the case is, because they couldn't deal with reopening that wound or resurfacing any of that, you still have victims, and he's still getting money for every time it's clicked on or played. Melissa said they took the Cosby Show down, but they're still playing a different world, which Cosby created and produced. I did not know that he created and produced a different world. Love that show too. But the only thing that really has me questioning that, Melissa, and maybe anybody else can answer, if you're going to allow certain productions by Bill Cosby, such as A Different World, but take away the Cosby Show, you gonna take away one but not the other? Why not leave it all on? The shows wasn't drugging women. Like that was his power because of his celebrity, but the show didn't do anything. That's just how I personally feel. Y'all let me know if you agree or disagree. Kay said they play The Usual Suspects all the time and back to back. Boy, what is that show? Or what is that channel? USN? One of them ones that be playing Criminal Mind. They stay playing that stuff. So let's talk about the effects of the cancel culture. So, why is there such a divide between white celebrities and black celebrities? Kay just touched on it briefly, but I've noticed that there is a very big divide between white celebrity status and black celebrity status. Black people, we will cancel your mama, your grandma, four cousins, and your kidney of your unborn child. But when the white folks do the same types of things, it's overlooked. Oh, that's just them. That's how they are. Case in point, the baby. Let's just let that marinate. The baby. And I pitted him against Eminem. Love M. Great songs. Love his music. But M, back in the day and currently, has made a lot of homosexual rhetorics. He says a lot of things about homosexuality, be it because he's a lyricist, be it that's his personal feelings, but he says it. He said it in music, he has said it at concerts, all sorts of things. They tried to check him, this generation oops, they tried to check him, and Eminem told him, look, bro, the FCC wouldn't let me be, and he beat that case. They tried to censor him, and they weren't able to win that case. So then we have the baby. And I want to take a moment, if you will, for those of you guys that have been working, it's been a really tough week and you just don't know, what's been going on in the world. Let me share with you what's been happening.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone like that. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone like that. Fellas, lights up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone like that. Let's be real about this shit. Just keep it fucking real. Some of y'all niggas suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real. I'm gonna address this.
So, that was at a recent concert that the baby did. And I get it. You're trying to get the crowd hypey, getting them engaged, just like me and Sharon try to get y'all engaged. But nowhere in our conversations are we saying if you ain't getting EBT and you live on your own and you throw your lighters up, throw a heart up. We ain't saying that. So people want to cancel him due to the homophobic slurs, conversation, the whole tone of it. People are trying to cancel him for that comment. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the baby should be canceled for what he said, what was recorded, and his apology? Y'all can Google that on YouTube as well. That apology was piss poor. I really think that they need to hire him a social media expert, a publicist, someone that can censor, hey, no, the baby, we don't say that. We don't say that. Not today, sir. You were almost canceled last week. Let's rethink that. My personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Tiffany said they even tried to cancel Felicia Rashad when she took a stand with Bill Cosby. I remember hearing about that. People are entitled to their opinions and shouldn't be canceled because someone don't like their stance. Definitely agree. I know, I want to say it was affecting her current standing in a university, wasn't it, Tiff? They wanted her to step down or something because of her siding with Bill Cosby. Again, let me all, it'd be so many days running together. Let me know. But I want to say that was where a big controversy was because of her backing him. Kay said, I think this generation weak as hell. You can't suddenly not like songs you was already shaking your rump to. Definitely agree. Definitely agree. Crystal, I didn't like his apology. He didn't mean it. He should have just owned up to it and stand on his stance. I agree. The baby should have. First of all, if I don't like you, I don't like you. And I've always been the person, if they said, oh, Carl said it, no, 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 no. You left out bald headed and your mama should have swallowed. That's what you left out. You didn't say that part because that's what I said. That's what I said. I'm not going to backpedal. I'm not going to code switch. I mean 365 days. You can take it or you can leave it. And if you leave it, leave correctly because I wear a size 15 and a half and it can easily meet your forehead at any given time. Me, I may be a big body Buick, but we move in unison. Don't play that. Do not play that at all. I have a stance. If I don't like something, I don't like something. I'm not gonna backpedal that. His apology, y'all, was the genuineness was not there. He didn't mean that. He meant everything he was recorded saying at his little concert. He meant that. And then the funny part to it, you guys, and during this whole cancel culture, he even wrote a song about being the canceled man on a freestyle beat, making fun of it. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna still get paid one way or the other. And he let it be known. And what is he doing? He's getting a timeout. A lot of people backed out from the clothing deal due to this cancel culture. They backed out because they don't want to be tied, have any ties with anything homophobic. They want to make sure that they support the LGBTQ plus community, the whole nine. So they were like, nope, we washing our hands of you, bruh. Not right now. You too hot and not hot in the right way. So they dropped him from a clothing line that was supposed to be coming out like when school starts. So very interesting to me. Very interesting. Tiffany said, it's no more worse than these other rappers and singers be saying, while what he said was insensitive, he is entitled to his opinion. Freedom of speech. People too damn sensitive. That's the point. This cancel culture is promoting a notion that it's okay to be overly sensitive. You judging being called the N word or being, a derogatory word used to someone that is a part of the LGBT community. Those things, not cool. Not cool by any means. However, and if I feel a certain way, that's how I feel. If I say it publicly, I need to own up to what I said. I said it. You can clearly see me in the video saying it. So I need to own up to it. This current climate that we have with these entitled millennials and generational whoops, the sensitivity level is at an all-time high. And I'm not understanding why we keep catering to this mindset or this notion that it's okay when it, in all actuality, is very detrimental to the people that they're trying to cancel. And not just the celebrities, like I mentioned, the four gentlemen who are wrong. Two of them have been convicted and one is right on his way to being convicted, but they did it. Own up to what you say. And we need, as a community, as a culture, we like to backpedal. Own up to what you said. You got caught saying it, bruh. If that's how you feel, say how you feel. Be honest. Don't sit here and try to backpedal because someone got caught. Because the one thing that I hate about the baby right in this moment, I really don't care for his music. That's just me. But there's a lot of people that say stupid shit all the time. Roseanne made some comments about Black folks and this, that, and the third. Her apology, garbage. What was that white lady, Paula Deen? No damn well she can make some fried damn chicken. You know she had like 4 mammies back in the day because her secret recipe was damn delicious. Could cook her ass off, but said some racist things. And they canceled that ass too. They canceled her. However, and her apology. So to me, I'd rather you be like, I hate everybody. I said that shit. If you don't like it, kiss the darkest part of my behind. I'd appreciate that than you getting on here. And I just want to, it was really just, we need a time to learn. Hell no. You can't just say the N word and then all of a sudden you need a time to learn. You should have learned in school when you said that in the 5th grade and Tyreek and his cousin judo chopped your ass in the hallway. That was your learning moment that maybe you shouldn't say that word in real time, period. So, moving on to it. So then we have Charlie Sheen, talked about it before. Charlie Sheen and R. Kelly. Hold on, Melissa said they ain't cancel her restaurant. Girl, I thought they closed everything because they took her cookware right the hell off the shelves at Walmart. Y'all know I live at Walmart. You know I stay at Walmart. But yeah, I did not know that they did not take her Lord Jesus. You said the restaurant was full of black folk. Who black people? Food cannot be our way of just as an apology. Y'all, we got to do better. Lord, I know her chicken is good. It looked good on the Cooking Network. But y'all at the restaurant? Her pots are at Ollie's. See, I don't shop at Ollie's. I don't even know what that is. That sounds too expensive. And where I work, I don't get paid that many coins. That sounds like Target. I'm gonna have to look into that. But I don't buy her stuff no how, so I'm fine. Neither one, Savannah or Myrtle Beach. Wow. Okay. And Kay, I agree. We need to fix ourselves. We do, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit more today. It's a discount store. No, that's why they discount that ass. It used to be $114. Now you can get it for $97.95. Okay, I get it. Definitely get it. So we have Charlie Sheen and R. Kelly. One individual, disgusting. Other individual, disgusting. One gave HIV, one gave herpes. Okay, got it. So, 2 sexually transmitted diseases, right? Okay. Both of them have sex cults. Okay. 2.5 men are still being played. Okay. And R. Kelly's music was teeter-tottering between being canceled and stripped from all streaming platforms, whatever the case was. Okay. So, why is Charlie Sheen still notable? I don't understand that. Their cases are very similar. Only thing I don't know if Charlie Sheen engaged with any underage, but with the sex cults, keeping people against their will, he did it. He did all of that. And he even had them on interviews and, like had them trained to a T. But why are we allowing other cultures to not be held accountable to the same efforts that we put towards Black people? So we definitely need to fix ourselves. Definitely. So I wanted to talk about the cause and effect of cancel culture. So a lot of y'all know Ellen DeGeneres. She had a toxic work environment towards her guests, her staff. She had an entitled behavior and mannerisms, but they're still playing the Ellen show. It's still on YouTube. It's everywhere. I think the show is finally coming to, if it hasn't been canceled already, it's in the works of being canceled. So the cancel culture affected her, and hers was just due to a toxic work environment. But then it makes you question, was it a toxic work environment, or did she hold people accountable to the things that they said or the things that they were supposed to do? Again, I don't work there, never worked for a lady, never met the lady, so I don't know. But before we cancel people, we really need to dive off into the real nitty gritty of the reason why people feel we should cancel them. The next one that hurt my feelings was Pepe Le Pew. Y'all, they canceled him. And they canceled him due to his behavior adding to the rape culture. So they were saying that this was his behavior influenced boys, telling them or showing them that when someone says no, it's okay to go ahead with your cardinal desires. Okay, we're stretching, we're stretching, but okay. So at what point is it the parents' responsibility to teach their children what to do and what not to do? Because ain't that why we parents? We're parenting, meaning that we're constantly teaching our children to better themselves. But okay. So Pepe Le Pew was canceled. Then Dr. Seuss was canceled. So Dr. Seuss has 6 books that were canceled due to racial imagery. Okay. So if that's the case, then wouldn't Disney need to be canceled? Because I'm pretty sure that Disney profited on a lot of characters that represent slavery or racism in some form or fashion. We did a whole series on that. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and scroll back through some of our videos here on YouTube, and you'll see we did, it's called The Dark Side of Disney, just in case you didn't know. So then we have the baby. I already told y'all about the baby. And Melissa said he ain't give that cat a bruh. I get it. He was after that cat. He thought that cat was a skunk. I get it. Again, now that I'm older, I get it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I understand it. However, comma in, he was pursuing something that he wanted. Yes, it has a negative connotation behind it. However, you as a parent are still responsible to teach your children right from wrong. Stop relying on TV, entertainers, all of that to raise your damn children and then wonder why you got a psychopath living in your upstairs bedroom or downstairs bedroom, depending on where you live. Parents, we have to do better. A lot of y'all got your little girls watching Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat and Meg the Stallion and Cardi B. And do you think your 6-year-old should know all the words to some of these songs? I don't, but y'all allow it. I get it. To each its own. Melissa then says how they canceled Dr. Seuss because I seen his books in Barnes and Noble the other day. So it's 6 specific books that they did remove off the shelves. You ain't gonna catch that at Barnes and Noble. And Barnes and Noble was one of the main people that said they will not be allowing those books back on their shelves. So they still produce like Cat in the Hat and some of those other kooky ones, but there's 6 specific ones that they will not allow back in the store. But when he fell into the perfume, the cat chased him into the sunset. Yes. But that cat didn't get canceled. She's still a part of Looney Tunes. Again, neither here nor there. Tomato, tomato. Let's move on down to Robert Downey Jr. Cause and effect of cancel culture because he played one hell of a superhero. I really feel like he encompassed Tony Stark. And for many of you guys, spoiler alert, when he took the glove and snapped his finger, it killed a lot of the superheroes we've come to love. But do you guys remember when he was playing blackface in Tropical Thunder? This was just a few years ago. Robert Downey Jr. straight blackface. We know that he is Snow White. We know that he white. He real white. White. And he was black, dark black, dark black. And not dark black, but he was black faced in the movie. Where was his cancel culture? Because Iron Man made him hundreds of millions of thousands of dollars collectively and continuously. So where was the cancel culture for that? We didn't hold him responsible for his actions because that to me is offensive, even though he played one hell of an Iron Man. Again, played one hell of an Iron Man. But why do we get to pick and choose what's right and what's wrong? Tiffany says, then they need to cancel them damn Kardashians because they steal our culture and try to make it their own. You ain't never lied. I have never met a group of women or seen a group of women that look at a Black woman like, what can I take from you today? Pouty lips? Wasn't the sister the one that did the whole sucking through a bottle to make the girls' lips fatter? They stole the booties and hips and the hairstyle. The damn Kardashians ain't nothing but plastic, and they keep just culture vultures. I don't care who's watching. The Kardashians is the true definition of culture vulture. Vultures at their finest. So Crystal says, my question is, should we be outraged with picket signs and tell networks to cancel, or do we just not watch? What do y'all think? Anybody care to answer that question? Let me put it back up on the screen. Does anybody care to answer that question? Because my definition, so I can give you guys some time to write, picket fence, or the picket signs, we know that ain't gonna do anything. But when we get to calling the networks, petitioning, all of that, on top of not watching, is definitely going to hit their pockets, because the one way to effectively create change in this world, and it's so sad, is we have to hit their pockets. And they can tell who's watching the TV. They can tell there's certain percentages rise for how many viewers they have. So if we're not watching it, we're boycotting it, don't turn on this TV show, hashtag cancel whomever, whatever, that's going to negatively affect them, which means that their revenue that they were generating off of this individual or certain specific thing is hit their pockets. When you can hit the economic growth of whatever company or franchise, that's when change will happen. So I definitely think that we need to do both. We need our form of the picket signs is writing these blogs and writing and talking about it, but not supporting it at the same time. Everybody feels that negative press is good press. The hell you say? Not in this sensitive world. Negative press can be the one thing that have you in a Rolls Royce to a Pinto in less than a week. Because let's be honest, some of these stars is not savvy with their finances. They're out here splurging and spending. It ain't gonna work. Kay said, I don't watch. Tiff, yep, Kylie. Okay, I figured it was her. Don't watch. I no longer watch anything Disney or support anything Marvel. So I support Marvel and DC. Marvel makes really better animated videos than DC do. No, excuse me. Marvel makes better live action. DC makes better animated. Sorry. So I still support. I've never really been a fan of Iron Man, but I'm a comic reader, so he did really portray Tony Stark very well. Melissa said, they last season in TV, so stop supporting their other businesses. I don't even know what all the Kardashians have, but sweet mother of mercy, y'all know that they trifling. Y'all know they trifling. Kim made her claim to fame on her back. Again, I'm not knocking your hustle. Some people like, working out, and some people burn bedroom cardio. To each its own. Enjoy, do you, but damn, from there, it's gone. They've blown up by the men they encounter, all of that just for the love of the coin. And I don't support the Kardashians, so I don't really know. Last one, Zoe Saldana. Any of y'all know who Zoe is? She fine. She fine. Zoe is fine. Can anybody name a movie that they think I would be talking about other than the person that I talked to today? Look at how Kay said, look how they have made a rise on Black men. Definitely have come up on the Black men. And then Black men be looking disheveled, crippled. The whole Kanye, Lamar Odom went in the relationship at a solid 245 and left out a whopping 98 pounds. He just left that marriage just Dehydrated. That's the best I can say. And while we added don't support Kanye, I don't support his. When his mama died, Kanye fell the hell off. I don't deal with him. Yes. So Zoe, she is the star of Colombiana, and she played in the Avatar. Yep. So the one thing I want to bring to mention: how many of you guys know that Zoe Saldana was, excuse me, she played Nina Simone, and they blackfaced her too. And it was not a compliment, like, by no means. I was looking at some of the pictures, and I don't do a lot of biopic movies unless they were artists that I liked or something like that. But the Nina Simone story didn't really catch my attention. But man, the pictures of this, I said, sweet mother of mercy. This shit here, this shit here is crazy as hell. So yeah, she was blackface as well, and she didn't even identify as African American, and she said that I identify like I think she said Afro Latinx. I think that's what she identifies as. But they could have picked so many other beautiful Black women to portray Nina Simone. However, they chose the lighter skinned individual for that role that clearly was not a role meant for her. But where's the cancel culture there? It wasn't. So let's talk about the origin, because everything that we talk about, y'all know that we talk about it from the standpoint of the Black community. The cancel culture stems from something that was produced within the Black community. Can anybody take a guess of where you think the cancel culture originated from? And I want you to think back. Take it back in the time. Anybody? I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. While we wait, Crystal says, I think they put a prosthetic on her nose to make it bigger. They did. They put a prosthetic, and then they had like the dark makeup right here, and it was like contrast to her actual pigmentation. It was a horrible, horrible display. Melissa, she said, oh no, she said Latina. She left the Afro part off. Oh, okay. I thought she at least gave some credit. She just said, remove that, I'm a Latina. Okay. So nobody wrote it, so I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for y'all. So interestingly, although the canceling is often used to call out sexism, the term itself originates from sexist humor. Possibly the first reference of canceling someone came from the film that I love, New Jack City, where Nino Brown, played by Mr. Wesley Snipes himself, states mercilessly, good Lord, I can't talk today, to his ex-girlfriend, cancel that, boop, I'll buy another one. Okay? Anybody, y'all remember that part in New Jack City? Anybody remember that part? Cancel that, buy me a new one. I was like, oh, yo, I remember that. Then, so it fell off. That was the first time that they can note that that's when the cancel culture was used. Then the term really took off in 2014, thanks to an episode of VH1 reality show, Love and Hip Hop, New York. Y'all know that anything Love and Hip Hop is ratchet as hell. I don't care if it's New York, Hollywood, East LA, Zimbabwe, it's going to be ghetto, period, point blank. But in it, a music executive by the name Cisco Rosado ended an argument with his girlfriend by saying, "You're canceled." And from there, it sparked. So the culture, the cancel culture within itself originated from the Black culture. But we are so quick to hold ourselves accountable, but we're not putting that same energy to everyone, right, wrong, indifferent. Wrong is wrong, period, point blank. But I wanted to take the last few minutes to just talk about the mental health effects that the cancel culture does. So we talked about Bill Cosby. We talked about uh, Harvey Weinstein. We've talked about the Pied Piper, R. Kelly, and Kevin Spacey, the baby, Eminem, any of those individuals. The one thing that a lot of people don't understand is canceling often turns into bullying. Let's be honest. Cancel culture, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're writing articles, they're retweeting, tweeting, poking, loving. All of this energy is put into that specific thing, which then turns into a form of bullying. And if you've been canceled, it can make you feel ostracized, socially isolated, and lonely. And there have been several research studies that show loneliness is associated with higher anxiety, depression, and suicide rates. And it just makes me think about a lot of the celebrities that we've lost. Okay, definitely love that. He said keyboard warriors. Definitely agree. They be some Facebook thugs. And they spend all of that energy just focusing on that one thing. But like I said, it makes me really consider the current mind state of a lot of individuals that we lost, be it Whitney Houston, Whitney Houston's daughter. There's been other celebrities that have died by suicide. And I'm wondering, did you feel lonely? Did you make a mistake? And it's the difference. If this is your first time messing up, should you know better? Yes. But if you have a genuineness to do better, then yes, let's point out that flaw and ways to improve it so that you don't make that mistake again. Be it sexist comments, be it homophobic slurs or feelings or rants or whatever the case is. So the one thing that I don't like is that the cancel culture, it produces fear, and it's a shame factor. The cancel culture poses a toxic way to hold public figures accountable for their actions, which ultimately leads to fear rather than genuine change. So let's stop it right there. So I am being more fearful that you won't like me, and this is going to stop my economic growth, my revenue, all of that due to my name, my image, my voice, whatever the case is. I'm more in fear of losing money than to actually want to genuinely change. And that's what I feel the cancel culture has done within the Black community and within in the community as a whole. But we tend to focus more on Black individuals. So rather than canceling the individual, individuals should make a stance to educate and promote growth rather than creating fear of cancellation. So I'm going to go into that briefly. Bill Cosby was in prison for however many years. Okay. In that time, was he seeing a counselor? R. Kelly is facing some decades in prison if convicted. Is he going to get the therapy, the help that he needs? Harvey Weinstein, did he die? I don't know if he's still alive. I feel like he died, but I'm not sure about that, so we won't say nothing. But Kevin Spacey, the baby, Lizzo. So I want to show you something real quick, and y'all give me your opinions, please. Let me know what you think.
They don't know I do it for the culture, goddamn. They say I should watch the shit I post, oh goddamn. Say I'm turning big girls into hoes, oh goddamn. They say I get groupies at my shows, oh goddamn. Hold the rumors are true, yeah. What you heard, that's true, yeah. I fuck him and you, yeah. If you believe
So I just want to pause it there, y'all. Just want to pause it there for Sister Lizzo. A lot of y'all may not have heard that is her new single. She was being targeted for being canceled due to that song, and there's videos of her like in a thong, shaking her booty, just showing a lot of cleavage, leaving no imagination to the thought because I can see it all. Everything, I can see it. But they wanted to cancel her. And then there was another video where she was crying and talking about like, this doesn't make me feel good, this, that, and the third. And that right there, if you get a chance to watch that video, that's what this cancel culture, in my opinion, are doing to a lot of artists or individuals who are trying to promote something. She's trying to promote big girls. By all means, do you love them? I can never date one, but do you? If that's what you feel is your self-empowerment, that's fine. But it really makes you question the mental health behind it. We are so quick to cancel individuals and not understand the importance or the ramification of set cancellation. Is Lizzo relying on her bigness or her beautiful bounties and curves? Is she relying on that as a way to provide confidence for herself because she's been made fun of by music execs, producers, all of that stuff? Let's be honest. We know the music industry, television, film, it's not kind to big body Buicks. They're not. They want you to be their perfect size and have this perfect hair, the whole nine. But we need to start looking into the mental health behind this. You could tell in that video, she was depressed. You can tell that there's other individuals that receive the jail time, the prison sentence, probation. Where is the accountability for their mental health? We cannot ask for change if we're not encompassing counseling, therapy, something to show them the correlation between their negative choices and their current predicament. Because I'm pretty sure Bill Cosby's behavior, that was a learned behavior. R. Kelly's behavior, that was a generational, from the looks of it, that was a generational curse turned learned behavior. So rather than us focusing on canceling the individual, especially if it's a pure team mistake, again, what R. Kelly did, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, none of that. I'm not supporting that. I'm not in stance with that. What I am in stance of is the mental health treatment that's needed upon sentencing. If he has to spend the next decade or two behind prison walls, allow that man to get the help that he needs to understand, because he may not see the bad behind what he did. But through counseling and being able to walk him through each event and just get, because as therapists, we want to make sure that we never trigger an individual. But when you're dealing with trauma, there's a narrative that has to be produced. A narrative in which you're understanding and you're walking through the scent, the time of day, this, that, and the third, so you can see where it all went wrong. And we as a culture, we spend so much energy on clout chasing and cancellation that we don't focus on the mental health behind it. The mental health for your ass being on the computer for 500 damn hours trying to cancel somebody. Where is your job? How are y'all so focused on other people in their life? Unless you're the victim, unless you were the person that was there in the moment and you saw, hey, they need to be held accountable, it'd be the finger warriors. What did Tiff call them? The finger thugs. A lot of people like to give an opinion on something that they know nothing about, and then when they're proven wrong, then they want to backtrack and delete all the comments that they made because they were wrong. So instead of spending all that energy on that, focus on your mental health, being a better you, growing a better you, contributing something better to society. This cancel culture, y'all, it started off in a movie, ended up on a TV show, and then it became a movement. But I just want to leave you guys with, do you feel like it's a movement for betterment? Or is this a movement like many people we used to say back in the day, you put me on Front Street? That's what you're doing. You're putting me on Front Street. You don't want to put me on Front Street and help me. You just want to expose me for saying the N word, for saying this, for saying that. Again, not excusing it, not excusing the behavior, but I want to focus on what can happen once that behavior has been identified. What are we doing to help that person afterwards? So Kay said, excuse me, let's see. Big difference is making mistakes versus showing they're the type of person they are. Definitely agree. At the Rihanna event, everyone was wearing damn near nothing. I get it. And I feel like the 90s versus now, man, they used to wear like real tight fitting jeans, and it used to be like a V-neck with some diamonds and sparkles and pixie dust, but it left room for imagination. Like, I wonder what she looked like naked. Ladies, y'all would see, I don't know, Denzel, who was cute back in the, I don't know, Lorenz Tate, I'm trying to think of older Black folks, but they had a shirt, Shamar something, the one from General Hospital, him. They would pour some water on the shirt, and then you would see him like get ready to take the shirt off with the abs, and then it cut to a different scene. But now you can see the print, the pulse, everything. They leave nothing to the imagination anymore. So I agree, Tiff. We definitely need some social reconditioning. The youth have been conditioned to believe things are a certain way, and society has made them social norms. As an example is the trend of altering of your body. Definitely agree. The puffy lips, the big booties, the waist trainers to make your waist be like an hourglass thin. We need to get back to loving ourselves because it's definitely showing. Shamar Moore, there it is. Thank you, Melissa. I knew you was gonna be on it. But we need to get back to loving ourselves and promoting us as a community and stop trying to tear a person down, because that's what I see this cancel culture. We're tearing people down rather than building them up. Like Monique tried it. Baby girl, stop going out there with that damn bonnet on your head. How many people drug that woman through the dirt? Why is she over here telling me how to do this? Why is she telling me how to do? Take the message. Take the message behind what she said. She's telling you we're being viewed under a microscope, and all y'all women walking around with that damn same Kool-Aid pink bonnet. You're making a bad reputation for the Black community. We don't need no more help. We don't need no more help for anything else negative sent towards us. We don't need y'all's help. Just comb your damn hair and go out the house. Put it in a ponytail. We don't need no more negative attention to us at all. So Nikki said, there is also a mental health and social component to the onset of cancel culture. I agree. There must be psychoeducation, accountability, and growth for everyone to be held accountable. I agree. And with that being said, y'all, this R. Kelly trial is new. It's in the here and now. Where the hell was the manager? Where was the accountant, the publicist, the entourage? If R. Kelly is being held accountable, every last member who knew what he was, I've been watching this court case. He had rules and manuals that his entourage and his people had to know and live by for every concert event, every publicist, every interview he did, anywhere he was seen. to keep the young girls there and bring them back to the hotel room. Y'all enabled that behavior. The executives of the RCA, the Atlantic, whoever he was signed to, y'all knew what the hell your artist was doing. The parents of these children, y'all need to be held accountable. You knew damn well what your child may or may not have gotten into. I'm sorry, y'all, call a spade a spade. Some of y'all know if your child is cute, beautiful, pretty. Some of y'all know if y'all children is ugly. I'm sorry, not every child is beautiful. They're not. They may have a wonderful personality, but they ain't all tens, okay? We need a few fives, we need a few twos to appreciate a four. You know, play in your lane. But y'all was out here pimping y'all's children and then going to court and settling for $500,000. You pimped out your child's virginity for $500,000. You should be ashamed. And not only should you be ashamed, you should be held accountable. So the last few messages. So thank you for that, Nikki. Definitely, thank you, thank you. It's a small fire that's looking for more fuel. I agree. I think you're talking about in the regards to the cancel culture and the overall. Melissa providing insight for Shamar Moore. Then we have Kaylin saying Nikki Parker versus Pepe Le Pew. Nikki, Mr. Ogilvy. She harassed that man. But first of all, let's not take the Parkers off because we only have but a handful of black shows that was for us. But damn it, Nikki was aggressive. And I want to say there was an episode in which they were drugged or drunk and they thought Nikki took advantage of them, but she didn't. So there it is right there too. Monique was also dragging skinny women too. I agree. She was. Aaliyah's parents should be held responsible as well. They should have been held damn responsible when they knew that you allowed your daughter to get married to a grown 27-year-old man. And the only reason why they, quote unquote, got married was so that either the parents or someone over the age of 18 had to give consent for an abortion. That's what they're saying. I wasn't in the bedroom. I don't know. You can Google it. That's what they're saying. Don't know if any of that is true, but it really makes a lot of sense on why you got married. And if you look at some of those interviews when they questioned it and it was that awkwardness between them, y'all know there was something going on with a 15-year-old, 27. Come on, y'all. Kay said all those people support his actions are, yes. Yes, hold that ass accountable. Hold it accountable. You are responsible. You fed into it because it fed your pockets. Y'all know you heard the screams. Y'all know y'all saw them girls looking like some damn victims of warfare. But you allowed it. Why? Because it didn't affect you. You weren't the one in the bed. You weren't the one being held against your will, but your pockets were steadily lined by your participation. Aaliyah's parents and all the other girls' parents too. Definitely agree. All of his staff and all them parents, Aaliyah's mama. Nikki, Kay said Nikki date raped him, just watched it yesterday. I'm gonna have to go back and see. But my final notes on this, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I know we all miss Sharon. But my final thoughts on this are, we excuse this behavior. The cancel culture was a way of promoting accountability and responsibility, but we turn a lot of blind eyes to things. We have to stop that. We have to stop turning our blind eye to the pastors that done slept with the little young girl who's now pregnant and called all sorts of names and all this, when in all actuality, the pastor's been fornicating with that young lady. We need to stop turning a blind eye to that because it's the Lord's house and he's just a man and men sin and fall short of the glory of God. Okay, but right is wrong is wrong. I don't care if he was the pastor of 14 churches, he still needs to be held accountable for his illegal activities, corrupt activities. We need to stop turning a blind eye to our uncle, our cousin, our baby daddy, whomever that are engaging in these acts. Hold them accountable. Not We about to go to grandma's house, go to big mama house. You better not sit by cousin Tony. You know what was said. Yeah, you want to be the one end up just like them. I bet not catch your ass next to. No, that's not what should be said. It should be a nice quick phone call to your local police office and get that handled. I agree, Kay. We need to cancel the Pope. Y'all know they've been picking up children since the 1800s, so cancel that too. But I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I know, again, I ain't sharing, but I did the best that I can, so tune in next week. I appreciate you. Talk to you later.
Welcome to the truth. Welcome to the truth. Welcome to the truth, where the truth don't lie. 3 T's, no lie.
Get started.
I'm ready. 3 T's, no lie. Welcome to the truth.
Enough said.